Well, hi, Cancers! Welcome to Universal Guidance Tarot. It is time for your weekly reading. I've shuffled these cards very well. This is a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be the center card in the first part of the reading. So, if you feel compelled, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, let's just get started. For Cancers, what can you expect coming up in your lives? Any advice is always welcome for Cancers. Where are Cancer, please? Universe. Don't drop them. Hang on to them. And overzealous for our Cancers. There we go. There you are as a Queen of Cups. For our Cancers. Okay, let's see what we got here. I put them down in the same order that they come out of the deck. Cancers. Your overall energy is a hangman. Getting enlightened. Spending time alone, but also being enlightened. So we have one card left for the second part of the reading, and I will get the rest of them when we get there. So, the hangman, very spiritual card. This is about just kind of hanging out, going deep inside with your thoughts, and being enlightened by your own thoughts. So this is surrounding your entire reading. We will find out why. Up here in your highest energy is the Judgment card. Wow, you've been going through a spiritual lesson. You know, you maybe have awakened to one already. So there's your guardian angels and spirit guides are blowing the horn down on you. And see, look at all these people. They're awakening to a spiritual lesson. You've been going deep inside. I think that you're getting it. I think that you're waking up to something that your guardian angels and spirit guides have been trying to teach you. And this will open a lot of doors for you. Every time you learn a spiritual lesson, you're rewarded. So, you're being enlightened, and it is about your spiritual lesson. I have the Ten of Pentacles next to the Judgment card and right above the Hangman. This is about commitment, security, stability, groundedness. It's union between a couple people, and there's extended family, pets, there's a child. It's very family oriented and a very solid relationship here. So maybe it's appreciating something. Maybe, I don't know, let me keep reading. Appreciating some type of relationship. I have the Three of Cups right next to the Ten of Pentacles. There's a reunion in order here. It could be someone that you were already committed to at one point. Could have been a marriage. But there's some type of reunion going on here. And it's a happy one. So these are general readings. They will not resonate with everybody. So if you cannot even possibly think of one person that you could have a reunion with and be happy about it, it's not your reading. I would check your moon sign, which is your private and emotional self, or get a private reading from someone that you trust. But it looks like a happy reunion with someone that you maybe once were committed to, but it's like you were enlightened. You've been through a lot probably since, because judgments are not easy. I have the Moon card under the Judgment card next to the Hangman. This is the card for Pisces. Pisces could be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But the energy of this card is like secrets being revealed, or something is going to come to light. I think that's all part of your enlightenment. I think it's part of your judgment. It's like night turning to day. So, you know, when you're enlightened about something, and that has to do with your spiritual lesson here, when you're enlightened, it really can turn a dark moment into a bright moment. It can help you to move forward, and it can help you to leave what you don't need behind. Now, on the other side of the Hangman here, I have the King of Pentacles. Very mature energy. Kings and queens, they're all male or female. But your energy here, this is Earth, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. That might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But what you're doing here is you are really admiring that pentacle. You're really looking at that pentacle. And here we have the Ten of Pentacles next to your Judgment card. You're really starting to look towards your future. You're looking towards a stable and grounded life ahead of you. And this is all coming from this reunion. This reunion is, it's like, it already feels like you couldn't obtain a grounded relationship or stay in one with somebody at one point. But now that you've learned a spiritual lesson, you're looking at things in a different light. And it's like maybe you can. And you do have this reunion. It does turn out to be happy. You might have a reunion. You might accidentally run into them at a joyful place of maybe, oh, it could be a concert, a birthday party, a place where people are gathering to enjoy themselves. And I think that's where you meet back up with them. And this is what rekindles that spark about maybe, things look different. Things are going to look a lot different in moving forward than how they looked before. You're being enlightened. I have the Ace of Swords under the Moon card. The Ace of Swords is all about truth and clarity, and a lot of times through conversation. But being enlightened is all about truth and clarity. Like I said, that can really help you to move forward and leave the stuff that you don't need behind. So the Ace of Swords is very, very important. It really has to do a lot with how you're being enlightened, what comes to light for you in your judgment. I have the Knight of Swords next to the Ace of Swords. You're going to take that truth and clarity and you're going to move forward with it. You're not going to go forth without that sword anymore. You're going to keep your sword up. You're going to ask the right questions. You're going to speak the truth. You're going to, your enlightenment is to take, I think, a part of it is to take charge of your life, take charge of yourself, and be responsible for what happens to you by just going out there and being protectant, self-protectant. I have the Knight of Cups right behind the Knight of Swords and right under the King of Pentacles. 9 of Cups. Now, a lot of tarot readers say, oh, your wish is coming true. Well, this does kind of look so far like a wish coming true, but I don't know if you expected it. I think it's a wish that you didn't know you had, okay? But I read this as if you have not been able to hand out your cups of love. You haven't wanted to. You've been in this spiritual lesson, and you've been hanging out alone a lot and being enlightened. But you have all this love that you could share with someone, and I think you're getting ready to do that. Not only share, is commit. You're looking at life differently if this is your reading. Things are changing. What used to be important isn't as important as what is important since you've been enlightened, as it is now. Huh. So let me take out the rest of the second part of this reading here. Okay, let me see. I might have enough. Cancers. I got just enough. Okay, Cancers. Well, up here on your highest energy line, I have the Queen of Cups. This is water, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. We have Pisces here, you're a Cancer, but this is your energy. And your energy as a Queen of Cups, male or female, very mature-minded, you've really been thinking about the love. You might even instigate this reunion. You've had your mind on all these questions that you have about love. This is the only cup in the deck with a lid on it. There's little windows all the way around that cup, and it's full of answers to love questions. And so the Queen is really trying to peek in there and get those answers. Well, I think a lot of those answers came to you or are coming to you and will be enlightening you or have already enlightened you. Right next to the Queen of Cups is the Justice card. So the Justice card is the card for Libra. So Libra could be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But your energy here is putting your sword up, okay, and self-protection. And getting rebalanced. You're becoming very strong. You're becoming very stable and truth-seeking. The Justice card is self-justice. You did this for yourself, and this is how you're moving forward. I have the Two of Swords next to the Justice card. Yeah, you kind of blocked this for a while. because, you know, you were moving forward, I think, before with your swords up and your heart blocked and your blindfold on. It's like, nobody's going to hurt me again, so, you're not going to deal, I don't have to deal with anything, whatever it might be, to protect your heart. This is not the kind of self-protection that works for the long run. It's a temporary. It never works for the long run. The Justice card does work for the long run. So I feel like you're kind of converting over from being blocked in self-protecting yourself to being open and balanced and just grounded in moving forward here and seeking that truth and clarity when it comes to love. I have the Death card right under the Queen of Cups and next to the King of Pentacles. So this is all about leaving the old behind and moving forward. This is like night turning to day. It's a lot like the Moon card in that sense. But this is a card of transformation, and that's exactly what you're going through. You're going through a transformation. I feel like you're the one that might reach out to someone from the past. You're the one who is thinking that they were really a good thing, that you didn't probably see the whole picture back when you were with them. And I think that you're the one that starts this reunion somehow. But again, you could run into each other. But you are transforming. You're getting your answers to your love questions. You're turning from this blocked person into a more open person, but you're still self-protecting and you're staying balanced and you're thinking about your future. You're changing. And it's all because of some spiritual lessons. They're hard to get through. I have the Queen of Wands that you're going right towards from the Death card. And this is under the Justice card. This is fire. This would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. That might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. The Queen of Wands is very passionate energy. She's holding the staff of fresh starts and new beginnings and holding a sunflower. In the other hand, there's a cat down here. It's like you're passionate. It's like wherever you put your love, you put your passions. Whether it's gardens, animals, people, work, whatever it might be. And so you're moving forward. You're becoming, you're opening your heart is what's happening here. And I think you were closed off before when you were in this relationship. And I think the spiritual lesson that you've learned has helped you to open your heart back up. I have the Hermit next to the Queen of Wands and right under the Two of Swords. Another very spiritual card here. The Hermit is the card for Virgo. So Virgo might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. It is an earth sign. King of Pentacles is earth. So the Hermit here, it looks like you've been seeking your path forward in life. And somehow I think you've been shined some kind of path that you can go down or try to go down here in your life. The path is, the Hermit's not even looking at the Two of Swords. It's like, now you're the Queen of Wands, and it's shining the lantern on this Queen of Wands. It's saying, go forth and be passionate, follow your heart, and, appreciate the beautiful things around you. I have the Four of Cups under the Death card and right next to the Nine of Cups. This is an offer that's being made, that you're moving forward. I think you're afraid. Oh, let me look at the rest of that line here. There is an energy here that you've put it into. I don't think you were settled before. I don't think you were settled down. I think you were pretty in the day, when you knew this person or whatever. I think that you were just kind of, a wanderer or wandering around and not settling down. So I feel like, I think this person really wanted to be with you, and you refused their cup. You refused their love so that you could keep running around with this Knight of Wands, and to be kind of flighty and not tied down and all that goes with it. I really think you've changed, you've grown. The spiritual lesson did it to you. I have the Ten of Swords right between those two cards and right under the Queen of Wands. So the end of this not accepting anybody's love. I really don't think it was just this other person, but this other person that I think you're going to instigate a reunion with somehow. Um, they stood out. They're the ones, like the one that got away or you let get away. And so the Ten of Swords is the card I call the end. It's the end of the pain, the end of the suffering, the end of not knowing what to do, where to go, not having answers to your questions. Because you are definitely getting answers to your questions with the Hangman here and through your judgment. So I think that you're putting an end to this type of behavior. You really want to settle down and an end to not accepting anybody's love. Um, so I think that was hard for you because she how blocked you are here with your heart and everything. If this is your reading, you know, if it's not, like I say, just get a check your moon sign maybe, or get a personal reading from someone you trust. Let's see what your guardian angels have to say about this reading for Cancers. For Cancers. Let's see what we have here. Glasses on so I can read it. For Cancers, it's right there. Right there. It's the Three of Abundance. I'm going to read this card to you. Your passions, just talking about, will lead you to your divine life purpose. Do what you love and have confidence in your talent. Learn everything there is to know about your interests by taking classes, getting a mentor, or teaming up with like-minded people. Allow your creativity to soar. So now that you've learned your spiritual lesson, opens all kinds of doors for you. So you can use all that passion that you have to actually create and follow your dreams, whatever that might be. And part of your dreams, it looks like, is reconnecting with somebody here. So this is your reading, Cancers, and thank you so much for watching Universal Guidance Tarot.